I have two motors here that are being controlled by variable frequency drives. But there are another four motors that needs to be, that are not present here, that needs to be controlled as well. Each of this contactor is for a motor, for an electrical motor, and those MCCBs are each for an electrical motor. So those ones are not here. So that's the one of the inverters, 320, ATV 320, and we have ATV 340 here for another one. So I'm going to make a demonstration of what it does. So I have installed the circuit breaker, the handle for the breaker, but I'm just going to leave it open. Or I'll just do it from the handle. Just keep it closed. So you switch it on by, it's not in the right position. So it should be in this position. So when it's on this position, it's in this position. So what we do now is that we keep our camera steady first of all, so that we can capture the whole thing. So we'll try and keep it steady. So we're going to turn it on. Going to switch it on here. So you can hear the fan. It's a panel, the cooling fan of the panel. And then this is the e-stop, the safety trips. So we have to reset it. And now we're ready to start. So you have to start the cyclone first. If you try to start anyone, nothing is going to happen. So you have to start the cyclone. The job of the cyclone is to keep the mill cool. So once the cyclone is down, the mill cannot run. And the mill has to be running and at full speed, and all these machines has to be running before you can start the feed. Otherwise you cannot start the feed unless all these machines are running. So now we start the cyclone. We can't start the mill until we start the cyclone. The cyclone is on. You can hear the contactor. Now we start the mill. The motor is running. But it's not at full speed yet, because we use an output. We use the relay output of the ATV 340 variable frequency drive to control the RPM. So when full speed is reached, this is a potentiometer of the mill. So once we get to full speed, we increase the speed. When we get to full speed, we can activate other machines. Now the RPM switch has kicked in. And we can start, but this one hasn't come on. So now we can start it also, because everything is on full speed now. This is the feed. The feed is not coming in. Why? Maybe the timer. The feed is on timer. Okay. The timer has reached. And now the feed has come in. Because I had the feed on timer, so that to give the other motors enough time to be working before the feed can come in. So this is it. So assuming the mill goes off, the feed should stop if the mill goes off. If the mill goes off, that feed should stop. So we don't want the mill to be blocked. So the feed must stop if the mill goes on. What if I turn the mill back on? The feed cannot start automatically unless I push start. I'll have to tell the mill to start again. So I have to tell the feed to start again. So I go here and I tell the feed, start again. It's going to calculate the time, take its time, and then about 5 seconds later, 10 seconds, how many seconds have I put it? Wow. Feed, come on, start feed. Now it's feeding. Now it's feeding. Okay. What if the cyclone trips? When the cyclone trips, the meal should go off as well because the cyclone has to be cooling the meal. So the meal should go off as well. So the cyclone goes off. No, this is the cyclone button off. So turn off the cyclone. The meal goes off. But when the meal goes down, everything else goes down. And you cannot start the meal. You cannot start any machine. You cannot start any machine until you follow the procedure. You start the cyclone first. And then you can start the meal. And full speed is reached. Other machines will come on. Minus the feed. The feed will not start. The feed will start after about 10 seconds or 15 seconds when I push the start button. So the feed is not feeding. So now I'm going to push the start button of the feed. Push the start button of the feed. And now the feed is on. And you can stop the feed and it will not affect other machines. So I stop the feed. That's the stop button for the feed. That's the stop button for the feed. So now this panel is ready to go into the factory to be tested. Well, I need to do show you when it's in the factory now. So it's ready to be delivered, except all these are provisional labels. Another thing I want you to see is that the emergency stop is working. When you push the emergency stop, it should cut off the whole thing. And the light tells you there's an emergency. Till you pull it in, you reset. Now you're ready to run again. If you want to run, you can run again. You can run again. So we'll stop it here. We'll stop everything now. We'll switch it off. So that's that.